welcome to a very special conversation. In fact, this is not a formal interview. I've been telling Rajeshwari Kumari, this is not a formal interview for the last couple of days. This is with two people who have made India proud. Who have made India proud across, 40 years now? Raja Randhir Singh, someone I have sort of, grown up and learnt from. Someone who launched my book in 2008. Someone who taught me the bearings of Olympic sport, made me understand Olympic sport. I have been to many shooting competitions where I've sat next to Raja Saab and he's taught me the whole nuance of the sport. And now you have Rajeshwari Kumari making India proud, winning a quota. Of course, for India, she still has to win the selection trials to sort of be herself there. But the quota is for the country, and we were immensely proud when she did so in Baku. So what a family. Father, daughter, both making the country proud, perhaps one in a billion. And that's what I'm here to celebrate. Raja Saab, to you first. When Ria won that quota, what was the reaction of the father?
Listen, I felt really proud of her. And it's very difficult to explain. So I've been a shooter myself. I know how one feels when you do a thing like this. And but I felt very proud and proud of the fact that, as a child, she didn't even like any noise, any loud gun fire or anything loud music playing. She wouldn't like it. Then slowly she got herself into it, and suddenly when as one grows up, and now she's done so well in shooting, and really makes me very proud, very, very proud.
Rajeshwari, when you got a father like this who's been in sport and made the country proud for decades, does that mean pressure when you were in that range shooting that quota for India? Tell me.
No, not anymore. In the beginning, it used to be, because it was always like she stands like her father, she shoots like her father. Okay, but whenever I used to do badly, it wasn't. I've always heard stories of him doing brilliantly since day one, and it took me a really long time. So at that time, there was pressure. Now it's just major support. But now I can just be like, I have it in my blood, so it's
when
easier.
you win that selection trial and you go to Paris and win something for India, it will be Randhir Singh as Rajeshwari's father, not the other way around. That's the story. That's the next edition of this story that's waiting to be written. But tell me something. Winning that quota for India, and I played out your reaction soon after where you said, so here we come. Make us feel, because it's one in a billion, make us feel the occasion. How important was it winning that quota for India? Just talk to me about, take me back to Baku.
It was, firstly, it was unbelievable for me to be at that level. It's everybody's dream. And I was extremely nervous, but somehow everything on that day clicked for me. And I had my personal coach and our team coaches and the team, which is like my family. So I had them all, telling me to just that I can do it. I had a few doubts in the middle, but you know how it is. It's a lot of mental talk, and even during the final, I was talking to myself, and I've re-seen the final again and again, and I can see that I'm tapping my stock, and the commentator saying she's hitting a gun and having a self-talk, and I was actually telling myself like, come on, you're close, come on. But it wasn't in the final. I didn't think of the quota through the competition, because it was so. When it's way out of reach, you don't think about it. So it was just one target at a time for me. As Abhinav Riji has told me, I don't know how many times, he's like, just be in the now. And his book also says that the athletes lose their game when they think of what's next instead of what's happening at that time. So I actually repeated that line again and again in my head, and I don't know, it just sort of happened.
It sort of happened for you, and it happened for us. It happened for us, and it happened for a billion, and that made us proud. Raja Saab, when you were shooting, isolated, practically no support. From there to Ria, 4 quotas in Baku, 7 overall, and Abhinav Bindra in the middle, Rajavardhan Rathore. Look at shooting now, teenagers doing the country proud. Talk to me. When you sit back and you see yourself, you've led this revolution. Talk to me about Indian shooting.
Let me tell you, Bharia, the world has changed a lot, especially sport in this country. And especially if you look at shooting. And the ammunition, the guns, the facilities, the training programs abroad, international coaches coming in, the best in the world. Not that we were short of it. I was very lucky. I had Manoj Kande Singh coaching me and helping out. But today, the world of shooting has really changed. And I personally feel that there's the reason for all this is exemption of duty on the guns, exemption of duty on the ammunition, and freely available training practice arenas. You know, you have shooting ranges all over. We had one miserable range in the cantonment, which was a temporary range, and we would set up the machines and shoot there, except for one top class range, which was in Bikaner. And mind you, shooting in July, the month of June and July in Bikaner, when it was 118 in the shade, because all our competitions are in July, August. We had to go to Bikaner and shoot 118 in the shade, and we all shot. And we've come a long way. We've come a long way. A lot of credit for this goes to the government, the sports ministry, who've done an amazing job for us. And the journey is there. Look at the shooters that have come up. Look at Abhinav, how brilliantly he shot. And Lathor, then you look at all the Gagan Narang and all the other boys who shot so well for us. And the future, and you know, when you look at it, look at the shooters in 10-meter air rifle and air pistol, how brilliantly they're shooting. So, you know, you realize, and the depth that is there, which is there in Indian shooting, which was not there at all. In my time, there were a few shotgun shooters. Now they don't have time on the shooting range to go and practice because the chock-a-block full. You have to book your place to go and train. So it augurs very well for Indian shooting, and I think it is, in fact, if all goes well, we are the number one sport today in the Olympic movement in the country, and we should have the maximum number of medals in the Olympic Games going into Paris. And first, we have the Asian Games right in front of us. And as
we'll come to the Asian Games, Rajeshwari, in a moment, and that's your games as the head of the Olympic Council of Asia. Ria, what Rajeshwar's talking about, he's right. I mean, whether it's rifle, and if I see these fellows, whether it's Rudransh Patil, whether it's Tilottama Sen or Mehuli Ghosh, I mean, young kids, and look at what they are doing. Look at people like you. I mean, you know, young people making the country proud, taking this whole resurgent India dream to another level. What is next for you? How are you, now that you achieved this? Obviously, it takes time to seep in. But for an athlete, an elite high-performance athlete, once it's done, it's the next day. As Abhinav says, you come to the range the next day and start all over again. What about you? What is next for Rajeshwari Kumari?
So tomorrow I start all over again because it's I got these 4 or 5 days off, but now that now I was speaking to my coach also, and now is when the hard work actually starts, because it's a quota right now, but the medal is what makes it the medal is the ultimate goal. So, and the Asian Games are coming up in less than 20 days now. We're leaving on the 19th, so it's going to be all hard work from now on. It's going to be a routine.
That was the next question for you both, to Raja Saab as an administrator, but you go first, Rajeshwari. How important, how are you looking at the Asian Games? What's the preparation plan? Talk to me a little bit about the Asian Games.
So the preparation plan will be the same. I have my routine and my team set up for that, and so they're the ones that are going to write down my schedule and what I have to do, and I'll be following exactly that. And as for the Asian Games, it has a very big value. Like, I felt like I'd won the Olympic Games when to the Asian Games, the history that there is. When my father was there, his father was president, and this time I'll be there and my father's president. So it's already feeling like a story. So it has a very, very big value.
It has a story. Raja Saab, let's take it from there. You know, how will it be for you if your daughter wins a medal for your country at the Asian Games when you are president? I mean, it's giving me goosebumps. Talk to me.
It'll be a very proud moment, definitely. But I'm very happy the fact that she's qualified to shoot at the Asian Games. Don't forget, when I won the medal in Delhi in '82, my father was president of the Asian Games, and in fact, he presented the medals to us. So I hope one day the same thing happens for her. But it's not a pressure that she should go with. The fact that she is qualified, the fact she is part of the Asian game, and the fact that she is good, hopefully, besides getting the quota for the Olympic qualifiers again, get selected to go and shoot for India in the Olympic Games. That's a big thing. I think not only me, my father would have been very proud of her. And I mean, he was an IOC member and president of the Olympic Committee, president of the Asian Games. And you know, Boria, better than anybody in the world of sport, that the Asian Games was started by the family. My uncle, Maharaj Amrinder Singh's father, Maharaj Yadavendra Singh, was the first president of the Asian Games. So we have I'll be the third president for the Asian Games and during the Asian Games. So for all of us have been there competing and, thinking of our elders, thinking of the legacy that we carry. But it should never be a pressure.
Let's put this on record. Let's have a minute. Let's put this on record. This family and the contribution of this family to Indian sport is unrivaled. Look at my book, Olympics, the India Story, and you will see I've documented their contribution, whether it is in the 1940s when India just won independence. It was very difficult. There was no money. I mean, I'm putting it very simplistically for our viewers here. But this family propelled, and it was a statement from a resurgent new country which has just won independence to stage a games of that scale and nature. So yes, I mean, absolutely, this family has made a tremendous contribution to the history of Indian sport. But the last two questions, Raja Saab, now as the president, 634 people going from India, you are at the helm of the body. What are your thoughts? I mean, how important will it be as a statement for a country like India to be there at the Asian Games and have a great games? Also for shooting, Tokyo wasn't great. So how important will it be for Rajeshwari and her team to be able to make a mark at the Asian Games? Raja Saab first, and then I'll close with Rajeshwari.
Bori, I think they're very well trained. And the proper coaching is going on. I don't hear any complaints about the training camps or facilities not being provided. So that's something that's behind them. And I'm sure they'll perform well. But the children are far more confident and far more dedicated than in my time we were. I mean, if I qualified many times, I never went for the game. I didn't go for the 74 Asian Games, or I didn't go for 3 Commonwealth Games, those selected. But these children are far more focused, they're far more concerned, and not only in shooting, not only in the case of Ria, but you look right through wrestling, boxing, you name it, badminton. Look how well badminton and all are doing. And I'm sure, right across, we have, you remember we had a discussion and I said, you have to win medals. You can't, it's not necessary you have to win a gold medal only in 100 meters. You can win a medal anyway. You can win a medal in fencing. You can win a medal in some other sport. Now the chances of your medal winning are much, much greater. And that's why even in the campaign of the Sony is doing running a campaign for the Asian Games. And they're talking about is bar 100 par. So everyone expects you to get to the figure of 100. So I'm sure the children will make us all proud and they'll do well. And it's important for us. Our country is coming up. By the way, we have a prime minister who goes out of his way and to encourage the sportsmen, stands by them, calls them up. I mean, where is it happening in the world? That he is hands-on as far as Indian sports is concerned. And anything anybody wants, they go direct to him and he is there for helping them. Now, as this is something that happened in princely India when people were helping. But today you have a man there who's sitting there and watching and seeing that everything is being provided to the sports person or the cultural people or wherever the country needs it. So it's very, very important for us today to have somebody like that to help. Why shouldn't we?
I think there's a bit of an internet issue there, but we got the answer. And he's right. He's right. I mean, when you think of the Prime Minister and the political class talking about sport and parasport and able-bodied sport from Red Fort on Independence Day, you understand that sport is priority. You understand that we want to become a multi-sporting nation. Rajeshwari, final comments. You've now got the quota. Does that sort of add to your ambition and give you the confidence that you can actually scale up?
Yes, it does. But also there's this new line that I've learned, and it's literally just God's will. So for me, I'm just going to do my best, like I've been doing all these years, and like people lose the Olympics before they even make it there. So I'm going to try and make sure that I'm just in the present moment, training hard, not thinking far ahead, and rest is up to God. Whatever He wants, whether it's me, whether it's somebody else, it doesn't matter. That's my preparation.
So I leave it at that. Humble words, but committed words and passionate words from Rajeshwari. And as we heard Raja Randhir Singh say there, I mean, there's a revolution on in Indian sport at the moment, and this family has led that revolution for many a decade. All I will say at the end of the show is wish them both, father and daughter, father as administrator, daughter as athlete, all the very best. And our job will be to tell this story, to take this story to generations, because this is a story of a new India, a resurgent India that dares to dream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ria. I mean, Raja Saab's internet chopped off there. I mean, as long as, because we got all his answers, so we got the show together. All I will end with is we need to do a physical show in China when I see you at a medal podium, if it's God's will. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.